Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ocean Worldwide Real Estate Podcast. I'm Alice.
And I'm Daniel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's essential for anyone involved in the Thai property market: how to transfer property ownership in Thailand. Whether you're buying, inheriting, or receiving property as a gift, understanding the process can save you a lot of time and headaches.
Absolutely, Daniel. Navigating the legal landscape here in Thailand can seem daunting, but we're here to break it all down for you. Today, we'll be covering the different types of property transfers, required documentation, identification needs, and even some tips on dealing with the land department. Let's get started.
So Alice, let's start with the basics. What are the main types of property transfers in Thailand?
Good question, Daniel. There are three primary ways to transfer property ownership in Thailand: through a sale, inheritance, or as a gift. The most common is, of course, a sale, where the buyer and seller agree on a price and complete the necessary legal steps. For example, a luxury two-bedroom pool villa in Bang Jo, Phuket, priced at around THB 13,900,000 dollars, might go through this process.
That sounds straightforward. How about inheritance and gifting?
Inheritance is another common method, especially when a property owner passes away. The property is transferred to legal heirs, but this requires a will or legal documentation proving the heir's right to the property. As for gifting, it can be done between family members or even to institutions like temples, but there are specific legal requirements and potential tax implications to keep in mind.
Interesting. So, what kind of documents do people need when transferring property?
This varies depending on whether the parties involved are Thai nationals or foreigners. For Thai nationals, you need the original title deed, copies of the Thai ID and house registration, and sometimes a no-debt certificate if it's a condo. Foreigners, on the other hand, need their passports, a foreign exchange transaction certificate, and similar property documents.
And what about special cases like inheritance or gifting?
Great point. Inheritance transfers often require court decisions, death certificates, and final decrees, while gifting might need a power of attorney if parties can't be present. The key is ensuring all documents are in order to avoid delays, especially if the property involves foreign ownership.
Let's talk about identification. What should people have ready when heading to the land department?
For Thai nationals, a Thai ID and house registration are crucial. For foreigners, a passport is required, and depending on the type of transfer, additional documents might be necessary. In special cases like gifting, a power of attorney might be needed if someone else is representing the parties at the land department.
Speaking of the land department, what's the process like when you get there?
It's pretty hands-on. Both the buyer and seller need to be present, or they can appoint a proxy using a power of attorney. The land department officials will verify all documents and IDs before proceeding. If there's a mortgage involved, the bank will usually send a representative to handle the cancellation. Scheduling an appointment in advance is always a good idea to avoid long wait times.
That's good advice. Now let's touch on the fees and taxes involved. What can people expect to pay?
Transferring property comes with several costs. There's a transfer fee of 2% of the property's appraised value, stamp duty, specific business tax, withholding tax, and possibly a lease registration fee if the property is leased. These fees can often be negotiated between the buyer and seller, so it's important to clarify who's responsible for what.
And for foreign buyers, are there any special considerations?
Yes, foreigners face a few restrictions. For instance, they must provide a foreign exchange transaction certificate to prove that the funds used to purchase the property came from abroad. Also, foreigners can't own land directly but can own condos or lease land for up to 30 years. Setting up a Thai company to hold the land is another option, but requires careful legal structuring.
That's a lot to keep in mind. What are the final steps in completing the property transfer?
Once all documents are verified at the Land Department, the next step is paying the applicable fees and taxes. After that, the transfer is finalised, which can take from half an hour to a full day. It's essential to coordinate closely with legal professionals to ensure everything goes smoothly.
And what are some common challenges people might face during this process?
One major challenge is ensuring all documents are accurate and complete. Missing paperwork can cause delays. That's why it's often wise to hire legal and real estate professionals who can guide you through the process and represent you if you can't be present.
Thanks, Alice. That was some really valuable insight into transferring property ownership in Thailand. To sum up, it's all about being prepared, having the right documents, understanding the fees, and knowing the legal requirements.
Exactly, Daniel. And if you're thinking about buying or selling property in Thailand, especially in Phuket, make sure to consult with legal experts to navigate the process smoothly.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the Ocean Worldwide Real Estate Podcast for more insights on the Thai property market.
And if you're ready to explore your property options, check the link in our show notes to receive a list of available properties. See you next time.